Welcome, baseball fans. Today, we turn our attention to a pitcher whose career has been defined not by a single moment of brilliance, but by years of steady evolution, resilience, and reinvention. This is the story of Kevin Gausman, a man who went from being a high draft pick with lofty expectations to becoming one of Major League Baseball's most consistent and cerebral pitchers. A craftsman whose mastery of the splitter and relentless pursuit of improvement have made him one of the game's most respected veterans. His journey is one of perseverance, patience, and proof that true greatness often takes time to bloom. Born on January 6, 1991, in Centennial, Colorado, Kevin John Gausman was raised in a family that valued effort and education as much as athletics. His father, Win, worked as a salesman, while his mother, Winifred, was a teacher, instilling in him a balance of discipline and curiosity that would later become hallmarks of his professional approach. From an early age, Kevin's competitive nature was clear. He was the kid who hated losing in backyard games, the one who spent hours throwing against a wall, perfecting the mechanics that would one day make him a major leaguer. At Grandview High School, Gausman quickly emerged as a multi-sport athlete, but baseball was his calling. His velocity was electric. Even as a teenager, his fastball sat in the mid-90s, and he possessed a natural feel for the strike zone that set him apart. After high school, he was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers in the 6th round of the 2010 MLB draft, but instead of signing, he made a mature decision that would shape his career. He chose to attend Louisiana State University, LSU. It was at LSU where his potential truly began to take form. At LSU, Gausman developed under the bright lights of one of college baseball's most prestigious programs. He learned to pitch, not just throw, to understand hitters, to sequence pitches, and to command his emotions in big moments. His fastball and changeup combination was lethal, and by the time he left college, he had become one of the most promising right-handed arms in the country. When the Baltimore Orioles selected him 4th overall in the 2012 MLB draft, the expectations were sky-high. Gausman rose quickly through the minors, debuting in the majors just a year later, in 2013, at only 22 years old. His talent was undeniable, a mid-to-upper 90s fastball paired with a devastating splitter that dropped off the table. But like many young pitchers, he struggled to find consistency. There were flashes of brilliance, games where his stuff was untouchable, but also stretches of frustration as command and confidence wavered. His time in Baltimore was marked by promise and patience, as he battled to harness the kind of control and rhythm that separates good pitchers from great ones. Despite those ups and downs, Gausman never stopped working. His time in Baltimore laid the foundation for his evolution. He learned to handle adversity, to adjust under pressure, and to tune out outside noise. When the Orioles traded him to the Atlanta Braves in 2018, it was a fresh start, and Gausman made the most of it, posting a strong second half and helping the Braves to a division title. But inconsistency returned the following year, and after a brief stop with the Cincinnati Reds, many wondered if he'd ever fulfill the potential scouts had seen in him years earlier. Then came 2020, and with it, a rebirth. Gausman signed a one-year deal with the San Francisco Giants, and under the guidance of a forward-thinking coaching staff, he rediscovered his rhythm. The Giants encouraged him to lean heavily on his best weapon, that filthy splitter. Suddenly, everything clicked. His fastball regained its life, his confidence soared, and hitters began to flail helplessly at his signature pitch. It wasn't just that he was throwing better, he was pitching smarter. He learned to sequence his pitches with surgical precision, mixing high fastballs and low splitters in ways that made him unpredictable. The shortened 2020 season was a turning point. Gausman's numbers were among the best in baseball, and his 3.62 ERA only told part of the story. The eye test revealed a pitcher in complete control, attacking with conviction and poise. The Giants saw what they had, and Gausman rewarded their faith in 2021 with the best season of his career, a 14-6 record, 2.81 ERA, and 227 strikeouts in 192 innings. He was named an All-Star, received Cy Young votes, and helped lead San Francisco to a franchise record 107 wins. But beyond the numbers, what made Gausman's transformation so remarkable was the mindset behind it. After years of chasing expectations, he finally stopped trying to be someone else. and started trusting who he was. He embraced his uniqueness, focusing on execution and consistency rather than perfection. His mound presence grew calm and confident, his command sharper than ever. It wasn't just his arm that matured, it was his mind. In December 2021, Gausman signed a 5-year, $110 million contract with the Toronto Blue Jays, marking the culmination of a long journey from promise to proven excellence. Some wondered if he could replicate his success in the hitter-friendly AL East, the same division where he once struggled as a young Oriole. But Gausman silenced all doubts with his performance. He continued to dominate with his fastball splitter combination, finishing near the top of the league in strikeouts, 205 in 2022, 237 in 2023, and maintaining one of the lowest walk rates among starters. His splitter, diving like a trapdoor pitch, became one of the most feared weapons in all of baseball. Beyond his performance, Gausman's professionalism has made him a cornerstone of the Blue Jays rotation and a mentor to younger pitchers. He's known for his humility, his openness about failure, and his willingness to share what he's learned from a decade in the majors. He's become the kind of veteran presence every team wants, steady, thoughtful, and relentless in preparation. Off the field, Gausman is as grounded as they come. A devoted husband and father, he often speaks about balance, how family keeps him centered and reminds him that baseball, though consuming, is only part of life. His personality is easygoing, his demeanor humble, and his approach reflective. He has a dry sense of humor and a quiet intensity that makes teammates gravitate toward him. What makes Kevin Gausman's story so inspiring isn't just the success, it's the persistence behind it. He didn't rise in a straight line. He stumbled, adapted, and learned. He battled doubt, criticism, and inconsistency, only to emerge stronger, wiser, and more complete. In a sport that demands patience, Gausman's journey is a masterclass in trusting the process. Now in his mid-30s, Gausman remains one of baseball's most reliable and respected pitchers, a veteran who still brings that same youthful competitiveness every time he takes the mound. He's the kind of player who reminds us that the best stories in sports aren't always about dominance from day one. They're about endurance, evolution, and quiet excellence built over time. Kevin Gausman's career stands as a testament to resilience. From Colorado to LSU, from Baltimore to San Francisco, and now in Toronto, he's proven that success isn't defined by how fast you reach the top, but by how much you grow along the way. Every splitter, every strikeout, every inning is a reflection of a pitcher who never stopped believing that he could be better, and who turned that belief into reality. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this tribute to Kevin Gausman, a pitcher whose craft, courage, and consistency continue to inspire, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more stories celebrating the athletes who redefine what greatness really means.